We are back slightly earlier than we would be normally, but it's mostly due to our new adventure. We're in Europe. I've already played leg 1. We're in the second one now. We've got about 3 or 4 games before we even reach the group stage of the Conference League. But it's Europe nonetheless. We're competitively playing a team from a different country. And we actually earned it. We got ourselves there. That's the best part. Also, talking about new adventures, someone's about to offer me a new job. Welcome back. Club 4, episode 17 of the beautiful Doleboy. As I mentioned, we have got a job offer that should be coming probably after this Servette game. They've not offered me the position as of yet, but they have done the kind of update on coaches, etc. I've never had that and not been given the job. So if it does happen now, it wouldn't surprise me, just to mug me off. Before we jump into the episode too far, if you are looking forward to our new team, I'm going to have a little bit input from yourselves after we know who it is as well. But if you do me the favour of liking, subscribing, show your support on the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And also, what you've probably noticed, there's a familiar name on there that didn't used to play for Den Haag. So let's go and have a little butchers at our new signings. Only one as of this term, but there's a few at the end of last year. We've brought over Nikolaj Skoglund. He looks all right. If it wasn't for the fact that it was Skoglund, I'm not sure I would have signed him. But it is Skoglund, so I have. He's 6'2". He's not the fastest. He's quite physical. We know he scores goals, and we know he scores goals from our time at San Joanense when we picked him up on a free and he destroyed the Portuguese leagues. Then Frankfurt signed him for 70 grand, and we've just picked him up from Frankfurt for 375. So we could have picked him up when he moved to Frankfurt, but he wasn't feeling joining us at that point. We had only just been promoted, to be fair. Along with Skoglund, we've had a few other transfers. So if we're looking at players out, Toure, Mardi and Laugs have all left us on frees. Players we've brought in are ones that we're aware of in Xerxes and Quackman. So Xerxes is another kind of player similar to ARP. A few years ago, they were insane on this game, and now they're just all right. But he's 6'4" and he's a striker, so needless to say, he does what we want. Along with him, we have now got Dave Quackman in the team. Pretty sure I signed him because his name's funny, but he's actually a good player. Got a hell of potential, and he's a centre mid that's 6'1". We also picked up Alfie Dorrington, who is a centre back, who's 6'3", jumping reach of 19, which is fun. His coaching summary, if we put this on, he's a good Eredivisie player at the moment, and he's got potential to be a leading Eredivisie player, and he's a centre back. So he's probably going to play alongside Van Buren, who said he doesn't want to leave, but I haven't offered a contract to, not because I'm being a stinky boy, because his agent is trying to put in a release clause of like 5 million, and he's worth considerably more than that to the team. We have Marlon Botero, who is another centre-back, 6'4" this time, and he's Colombian, so he's got a little bit of potential to him. It probably makes sense to try and loan him out, free up a bit of these wages, give him some game time. And finally, Alexis Ninjago, whatever. He can play of a few positions. He does say he wants to be a fullback, but as we know, we play fullback attack, and that really isn't suitable to him. That is where he played against Servette, but mostly because I didn't have many of the right backs that were available. But I'm thinking, to be fair, probably a centre-back on defend, or even our holding mid, maybe as either half-back or just as an anchor. So with us only playing money on those transfers for Skoglund, we've put together a really strong defence. I think that needed to be improved. Our midfield was quite strong as it was anyway, but there's a few little dots in there to help that out. We've played Servette and it was a 2-2. We did take a 2-0 lead at half-time, and then they kind of came back second half. Ended up pretty even, but that was our home game, so a little bit apprehensive. Hopefully we can improve that on the return fixture. And regarding the team that are going to offer us the position, it's Fiorentina. So it's purple. It's not quite the claret of Aston Villa we were looking for, but it's a team. They've got a hell of a lot of history in good old Italy. They play at the Artemio Franchi, which is a 43,000-seater stadium. They've got a pretty decent squad. I'm not 100% sure whether we're going to join them. Probably will, but I haven't looked into the team too much. I know at the moment they are 5th, but that is due to the wonders of the alphabet. Previous seasons, they finished just outside the European positions. They were 9th on the equal points as Roma. So it's quite a hell of a battle going on in Italy. So we could do with getting up there, challenging for those European positions. The Inter boss did resign. I tried for that one, and he told me to get in the bin, which was rude. So they're still looking for a new manager. So I can either let the Fiorentina one float about, see who picked up the Inter job, see if that's going to free up some other positions for me to take. Had the Udinese one came available, I'd have definitely jumped at that. So this is actually a better team than the one that I was going to go to. And they are predicted at the moment, I can't find them, 10th. So they're performing above at the moment. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle for us to find ourselves in Europe, but it's a team that's considerably better than the one we're currently at. So we'll have a little game now against Servette. We'll have a little talk and a think. Our team for the return fixture against Servette is Karavic in goal, Seedorf, Van Buren, Dorrington and Kodeman. We then have Amaro at the base of the midfield with Hay, Quackman and Voss as the 3, and then Xerxes supporting Scotland as our strikers. We have a corner on the left side. Hay puts it towards the near post. Dorrington wins the header. That's why he's there. 19 jumping reach. It's tricky to beat that. What I know you haven't got information-wise regarding Fiorentina is the specific players, but we haven't made a decision yet. We're just going to have a chat, see what's going on, see what I'm thinking. But obviously, we'll have a look at the players before we sign the contract, should it be offered, which would be pretty awkward if they don't do so now. I don't know, because there's at least 6 teams in the division stronger than us, probably 7. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to be able to improve. They weren't offering me a lot of money. It was about 4 or 5 million. Wages were just shy of $1 million as well. So there's not a lot of money being thrown at me to improve this team. There's a few players in there that I've had a little look through that probably wouldn't fit this role if we go for it. I don't want to go to a 4-2-3-1 because it's just boring. I might do a 4-3-3, but I'm a little bit bored of wingers. Dorrington scored a second of the game. He's going to be pretty fun to use, so that's a little bit annoying that we're going to lose that. Realistically, even with these players that we've brought in, which we haven't changed the team too much, we've just strengthened the defence a bit and made us a little bit more dangerous at set pieces. There's no chance that we're going to challenge the title. We may challenge for the Champions League positions, maybe Europa League, but even then, I don't know how far we'll be able to go in those leagues. We might be able to get to the group stages. So, if anything, it's just going to be a reputation kind of builder staying at Den Haag. And if we can do well at Fiorentina, he's got a hat-trick. If we can do well at Fiorentina, that's going to boost the reputation a hell of a lot more than doing really good at Den Haag. So, I don't know, to be quite honest. There's a little bit there to think about. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys would be doing in this situation. But in our situation, we're 3-0 up. Our centre-back scored a hat-trick. Of course he has. We've received the ball back from Servette. Scotland's on the ball on the centre circle. Hay has it, heading out to the right-hand side. It looked like the right-back was going to be making a run, and then he kind of just stopped. Hayes received it back. Xerxes on the edge. To Voss. Oh, and his shot trickles just wide of the right-hand post. Van Buren with a free kick. And 2 of the Servette players running from offside positions, oddly. Seedorf has it, and he's advanced past his midfielder quite easily. Scotland's, I nearly said through on goal. Still had quite a bit of work to do. We are now at the hour mark. So I'm going to pop a little pause on, see if there's any changes. So we'll bring Amaro off for Ninjana. We'll let him have some game time. We'll put him as an anchor man because that's what he wants. Likewise, we'll take Xerxes off for Akono. We'll let those 2 play alongside each other. And Castro. Castro came from Lera, not San Joanense. So those 2 have never played together. I was thinking that I could put those 2 on so they could have a few games. But It's nothing that's ever happened, so don't worry about it. We've brought in Castro for Hay on the right-hand side of the mid three. Kodeman has a throw, puts it into Quackman, back to Ninjana, and over to Voss. We've got some handy little free signings we've been picking up. I don't know if there's anyone available for us to look at with Fiorentina, because it's a completely different sort of player we'd be looking for there. But we do have Cyril Akono scoring his goal, putting us 4-0 up, and pretty much sealing the tie, if it wasn't already sealed, by our centre-back's hat-trick. Al Seydorf's injured. That's not what we wanted to see. So this is the issue now. I can put Ninjana in and just leave you as a full-back support. He loves... I'll make you defend. Why not? Pretty convincing there. A hat-trick for our centre-back and a 10 rating. He's had a good day. In the next round, ADO are playing Gençler Birliği Spor Kulübü, a Turkish team. Let's leave it as a Turkish team, or we'll call them Kulübü. I don't know if they have a friendly name. I don't know Turkish. Leave me alone. Dorrington takes all the plaudits. Too right. He had a fantastic game. Let's go forward now and see what's happening with the Fiorentina. The other episode will be, if we are still here then, it's going to be that. That seems like a pretty tasty way to come back. They've saved my embarrassment by offering me the job. 13.75. I'm going to go sheerly selfish to start with. They've offered me the job. 13.75 grand. I'm currently on 2.7. The team did come and offer me a contract, which I think was 4.2, if I remember rightly. I says, hold it off, just a minute. I want to see what we're doing elsewhere, possibly. So Fiorentina have popped up. I've made a promise that we can get an acceptable dressing room atmosphere. I don't know what it is at the moment. Hopefully it's good because they're finished relatively high. All the team want themselves is top half finish, and then they want to be the best of the rest. That's it. That's what they're working for forever. Their best player, their vice captain is Tiamue Bakayoko. The best player is that Zakarian, who's pretty good. Their hot prospect is Giovanni Moroni, who again is an attacking mid. I know Fiorentina do have a pretty good youth system. They have great youth facilities, exceptional youth recruitment, as do Den Haag now. Perfect pitch, which doesn't mean much, but is what it is. Their training ground is named after Davide Astori, who was the player that passed away for them. That's a good touch. Looking at their other players, I am just going to fly through this and see kind of the notable ones. Yankuto is one that jumped out to me. He's a pretty aggressive fullback, which we all know I'm a big fan of. Feel free to pause on any of these and look in a little bit more detail. Jacob Janko, I like him, but mostly from his time at Udinese, which was long time ago now. He is 32, pretty strong centre mid, can also play out wide. He might be one of the ones I let go, upsettingly, but he'll have to deal with it. Zakarian, as we know, best player. He's a attacking mid, but he can drop back to centre mid if needs be as a playmaker, and he looks pretty strong for that. Cancelleri is their top striker. He's 5'11", so he's not quite 6 foot plus that I look for, but not bad at all. He's actually has him listed as an inverted winger, which is also something that I'm a big fan of. So if we did go to the 3 up top, I might put him as an inverted winger, which is helpful. I'm not sure what else we have. We have Jolson Fernandez, who's loaned from Watford and joining permanently, who again is another winger, who can be an inverted on that side. So it does seem that I'm being pushed into the inverted winger sort of deal. They have Yusuf Poulsen at 34. He's probably not as good as he was. He scored 19 goals in 84. That isn't the best. Yeah, quite a few players. They look decent. Wages are considerably higher than what we had. Zakaria on his own is almost as much as our whole team. Castrovelli apparently is one of their better players. He's a centre mid, and he wants to be a Mazzala, so I'm all for that. I'm thinking we're going to do it. What do you say? Obviously, I can't hear you, and obviously this is already in the past. But what are you saying? I'm going for it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be that guy. Obviously, we're going to ask for more money because you do. And they actually negotiate now. Okay, there wasn't much negotiation. They just went, yeah, sure. Here we are. New job. New club. Let's find a new colour. Is that appropriate amount of purple? Seems about right. But in a move which is sure to spark Plenty of heated debate, as it does with every move apparently. We've got 141 wins, 49 draws, 56 defeats. Pretty strong record. Over 50%. We've got 2 league titles, both second tier, but it's fine. We'll need to hit the ground running. Leonard Slutsky, fantastic name by the way. He was considered the favourite for the job, but they've lobbed him in the bin. I've brought in a big load of staff, Jordi Classy and John Terry, to name but a few. I've accumulated 6 years' experience with the likes of Den Haag, União Liera, and I've ensured myself a reputation for playing exciting, entertaining football, and now appears to be a great fit for the club's vision. It's because I'm great. We all know the formation, and we lifted the Keukenkampioenen-divisie with ADO Den Haag, and now be afforded a chance to enhance my reputation by bringing success to Fiorentina. The team finished 9th last season. They're predicted 10th, and we're going into the cup in the first round. We have a 4.7 transfer budget, wage budget of just over $1 million actually. Club history, they've won the Serie A twice, in 1969 most recently. Cup Winners' Cup, Coppa Italia, they've won 6 times now. And these ones are all kind of lesser cups, lesser divisions. Okoye is their goalkeeper, who I'm not sure who that is. Zakaria is our top earner. Castrovelli is the key player. Guzman is the captain. And they're looking for us to play entertaining football, develop players using the youth system, sign players under the age of 20 for the future. This literally is me to a T. Work within the wage budget, a minimum of 3-year contracts for first team players. I'm happy with that. And as we know, all they want from me is top half football. So there we go. We are with our new team. I hope you think it was a good choice, and I'd like to see what you guys would have done. I mentioned it earlier, but be intrigued to see if you would have also taken the same opportunity. But we are now in Italy, another string to our bow, and another language to our multilingual manager, who now knows 5 languages. Picking up another one from a boy from Birmingham. He's absolutely smashing it, destroying the world. We'll be back next episode for our first one with Fiorentina. Exciting thing for me, I get to make a new thumbnail. I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and as I say, I'd like to see what you would have done. But there's more options on screen for you now, so if you want to click on that and carry on through. If you're missing Den Haag, there's more stuff on there in the past. You can go watch them again.